everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make yarn out of the whole t-shirt, and we're first going to cut the main body off, so cut from underneath the arm to the other side. And we're going to work on this piece first because it's the easiest. Now where your hem is, we can still get a little bit of yarn from this area. We're going to make a incision just before where the stitching is, and I'm going to put my scissors in and cut all the way along. And then that is going to give us, when we fold it out, a little bit more fabric. So I've cut my hem out all the way around my t-shirt, and I've just opened it out like that. And now with your t-shirt laid out in front of you with the folded edges here and the open sides on the left and right, you're going to fold the t-shirt up like that, and you just want to leave a gap at the top there. So now we're going to cut the t-shirt into our strips. You are cutting through quite a lot of fabric, so it's important to have a good pair of fabric scissors, and just to go slowly, just go nice and slowly, taking your time. If you want to be really precise, you can measure your strips so that they're all the same size, but you'll see at the end that we actually stretch the fabric anyway to make it curl up, so it really doesn't matter as long as you do them roughly the same size by eye. That's what works for me. So I'm cutting not quite to the end, but I'm cutting over where I folded the t-shirt here and just leaving about an inch from the other end. Okay, so now we need to make this part of the t-shirt into a continuous yarn piece. So you're going to grab the top two corners here, at the top where you didn't cut, and you can see that we have a central panel here that needs sorting out. So we're going to be cutting in a diagonal motion. So for the first cut, you're going to start from the outside, and we're going to cut to this first cut here. So diagonally cutting to that first cut. Now from this one to this one, from this one to this one, so we're joining up the cuts in a diagonal motion. Okay, and when you get to the end here, you've got just one cut left, so we're going to continue the diagonal and cut it off like that. Okay, put that to one side, and now we're going to work on the rest of the t-shirt, and we're going to cut the sleeves off. When you cut the sleeves off, you want to choose whether you're going to cut on this side of the seam or on this side of this arm seam, and just make sure you do the same thing all the way around. Okay, so for your neck piece, you need to trim off the hems where the sleeves are attached, and also trim off the neck. And when you're cutting, just try to stay as close to the hem as you can so that you're using the maximum amount of fabric. Okay, and you want to fold your neck piece like this. And you want to have the front like that. So fold in half, and we're going to cut strips from this side. Stopping just before we get to the top. And we're going to also stop before we get to this neck piece here. Unfold this piece. Okay, to make this into a continuous strip, we're going to do alternate cuts. So if I start down here, make this first cut. When I come to this end, I'm going to not cut that first part, but cut this one. Come down, miss this one, cut this one. Up here, we cut that one, so skip that one and cut the next one. And you can see how this is forming a continuous strip. So I just cut this one, come down, skip that one and cut this next one. Come up here, skip this one, cut this one. Then what you want to do is cut off these edges so that they are nice and round. So just go along, making those edges round. So go ahead and do that on your other section of the neck. I've already got some bits that have come apart, so I'm just going to follow that. If your t-shirt has come apart a bit like mine because I cut too close to the edge, don't worry, because you can still use these strips as we're going to join them all together, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so the last thing is the sleeves, and the sleeves have got a hem like the main part of the t-shirt did, so we're going to open that out and get some more fabric to make the yarn. Okay, so flatten out that hem as best you can that you've just cut open. So you're going to have the longest edge facing you, and that is a folded edge, and then the open edges to the side. Fold it in half with those hems that you've cut open in line with each other. Cut in a similar way that we have been, over the fold but not to the top. And when you get to this section where the t-shirt isn't quite joined up, just open that out when you run out of space and keep cutting like this. Okay, and now we're going to cut it in a continuous line like we did with the main part of the t-shirt. So coming from the edge and cutting diagonally to join up those cuts. Now Now for this bit you just need to follow by eye where to cut the rest. A bit like the neck piece. So this is going to come here, cut this into a strip, that's going to go there. So I cut here, so follow it up, skip this one and cut there. And so I can actually make this cut a little bit longer. Yeah. Okay guys, we're nearly there. So you're going to have lots of pieces of yarn and we need to attach them together to make one continuous yarn ball. So you're going to take 2 of your pieces and just put them over each other like that. Fold it over and with your scissors make a small incision so that both pieces have got a hole. Now the smaller piece, or the shorter piece rather, because it's going to be easier to pull through, place it on top so you've got the hole there, and bring the end of that smaller piece from underneath and pull it through both holes. Oops. Obviously being gentle because I just broke a seam that was in my yarn there. Okay, and that is going to hold your pieces together. If you have 2 really long pieces, like you have the neck piece and the main torso piece, and it's too much to pull through, then what you can do is you can just knot them together like this. And then cut those bits off. So it's whatever you prefer to do, and I guess it depends what you're using the yarn for, but you can easily hide both of those joins in the work that you're making. Then when you come to make it into a yarn ball, you just want to pull like this, just gently, so that you don't break any of those joins that are a bit weaker, and you can see that the yarn coils itself up, and then you can make it into a nice ball. And you can just pull it like that as you go. Great job guys, and see you next time.